Are you an entrepreneur looking to have your business grow with a little help from the internet? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Harness the Web with your host, Steve Peck.
Hi, today we're picking up with part 2 of our interview with BobbyD. You can listen to part 1 by going to harnesstheweb.net/BobbyD part 1. And today's interview will pick up right in the middle. We're going to pick up the conversation. So if you haven't listened to part 1, you might want to go back and do that now. It's a great interview. Great to meet BobbyD. And we're happy to be able to introduce him to you. Have a great day and enjoy.
It's really interesting, that whole thing. Like, and when you talk about going exclusively online,
right?
Can you say something about that versus, like,
well, for me,
like hybrid sort of?
Well, let me share. For me, and I'm sure some people would envy this. Not everybody. For me, being exclusively online is saying, hang on a minute. I can live wherever I really want to. I know you hear that, but that's not the big deal. Knowing how to harness the web, for me, is a confidence builder. I originally moved from Canada to pre-internet to Florida. I lived there 10 years. But post 9/11, I decided I'm not raising my kids in America or Canada. So let's find a peaceful country. Well, Costa Rica, after doing a lot of due diligence, gave us the certainty that we were moving to a peaceful environment. They had dismantled their army in 1947. So I coined a beautiful and peaceful Costa Rica, and I knew I had access to the internet. So I'd never been to Costa Rica at the time, but knowing that the internet was at my fingertip, no different than in Florida, it gave me the confidence to act on the decision, you see? So I think the web is a confidence builder for people to follow their dreams and not hesitate as much. Now, okay, I had a little training in my head over the years, personal development, that helped me make that decision. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing for me, harnessing the web, man, who wants to go to a cubicle and work for someone else where you don't get to select who you're around all day long? Someone else made those choices. Now, sometimes I'm not criticizing companies. Some great companies, people are motivated to go to work, but that seems to be the exception to the rule. So for me, it's like, go online, build powerful relationship, which is the fundamental principle and the genesis for solid business. But we do it globally. We get to, I'm here because I like you, man. It's like, not because I just wanted to be here and thank you for the exposure. But if I don't like you, I'm somewhere else, and vice versa.
Do it?
Right? Why do
Exactly.
it? Right. So one of my philosophy, and if it ain't fun, I ain't doing it. It goes back to sticking by your philosophy. So the web is powerful certainty. You do it where you want to, and you have fun doing it. And I'd never focused on the money ever going on the internet. It was always, how can I take what I did in hotel rooms for nearly a decade and start doing it online? And I started in 2002, every Saturday morning in October of 2002, delivering self-help, time choice management. Oh, I wonder why, right? How it impacted my life. You think I was a little congruent with my stories?
Yeah, right.
Also spiritual development, what I'd learned along the way. But we didn't have video in those days. I mean, think, 2002, where were all the social networks, Steve? They didn't exist, right? They didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago, right? There wasn't stuff.
Well, you didn't have YouTube, you didn't have Facebook, you didn't have Twitter, you didn't have LinkedIn, you didn't have any. But we were still able to go live consistently with good quality audio, with PowerPoints, with photos of people, and the power in that, the reason I love the net, and is the relationship we've built. And I don't know how many countries now. It's like, I remember quantifying 52 countries years ago because the analytics would tell us, hey, look at all the countries.
Yeah, where are they coming from?
Where they're coming from. And but the relationship, I'll tell you, I've built the solid relationship with people all over the world. Not a lot of solid. Met a lot of people, but I've got a handful of solid people that are closer to me than my own family members. And we were there for each other in tough times. And if it wasn't for that, harnessing the web and building the social network and finding the real core like-minded people. They're not only there for the good times, but they were there, and we were all there to support each other in the tough time. That's the real benefit of it all for me.
So do you think the internet, what it really allows for every person. So, and this is a philosophy, I think, too. So let me ask if this matches what you think. So that every person has some unique ability,
We all
and
have.
they actually have a unique message. They have a unique contribution to make to the world.
You bet. That's a spiritual truth.
And a lot of people don't have the opportunity to make it.
They don't have the opportunity sometimes to discover it. Some people are still trying to discover it.
There you go.
Right?
That's a better way to say it.
But let's say they do. They don't think that they have the opportunity to express it freely. Well, hello, you can speak your truth. Now, is everyone going to like your message? Hell no. I mean, I was looking at the stats just before this. Because do you know how many people on the internet now?
No idea. A lot.
I didn't know until this morning. I mean, we used to say we've reached 1 billion point. Half of the world population is now 3.77 billion people online. And listen to this. I get goosebumps on this one. 90% of them, 2.80 billion, access the web every day through a mobile device. Question: how many of those people do you need to subscribe to your ideologies, to support your ideas? Hell, a handful or two will grow into a few hundred. If everybody had a couple hundred clients that supports their vision and you support theirs, you can make a heck of a good living on the internet. It's no longer about traditional media where you need to reach hundreds of thousands, millions of people during the Super Bowl to get your message out. No.
Yeah.
You saw some of the numbers we've produced over the years through webcasting at webcastingformula.com. That was all achieved with, except for one exception, 300 some people. Most of it, we were live online with 100 to 120 people and generated, and we never went into trying to generate money. We went there to generate value, and the be, the do, and the side effect, right? The result was dollar value or dollar generated, not just for me, for my team, but for everyone involved. The great equalizers.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's really, as you're talking, I'm thinking like, wow, this is really a different mindset.
Exactly. Well, and the reason I bring that about,
we
yeah, go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, so much of how we're brought up is transactional. We're exposed to all kinds of transactional marketing, transactional business. We're not really exposed to value marketing and value business.
Well, and I asked
we don't see it. We
Well-
probably are exposed to it. We just don't see it. Because we see so much of the Super Bowl ad kind of marketing.
And I asked the question, why is that years ago? And I observed life through me, like everybody, like a lot of people are trying to observe life by looking at other people's habits. No, I look at me. I say, why is it that I think a certain way about the consumer market? And when I went online, I was trying to market the wrong way. I'll give you an example. We're all trained to be damn good consumers. We're not trained to be great marketers. You're a marketer. You got a degree in marketing. So we behave. We go online with an idea, but we're behaving like a consumer. How the marketers are getting to us, and we're missing it. We are totally missing it. So again, it's unlearning, observation, and one thing that I really believe in is that we can't do it alone. That there's tremendous power in the power of two. You team up to be. I did okay on the internet. The first few years, I wasn't generating money. It wasn't even my purpose. And I didn't even start generating money by design. It was a healthy side effect. But I went online just to want to do something different. Never have to fly ever again. Use an airplane. If I didn't want to go to hotel room seminars to deliver, and I wanted to deliver the value, and the value was there. And our value and how the marketplace perceives our value, as you know, as a marketer, two different perspective, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like,
most definitely.
yeah. So it's simple. It's not supposed to be easy. There's no growth through something easy, but if it's fun, the obstacles give away. For me, it's like, oh my goodness. It's like, keep having fun. Just keep doing it. People often ask me, what do you do, right? Instead of the question you started the interview with is who are you? But, for me, like, what is it I do? I cause high quality people to wanting to do business with you. That's what I do. Live, in real time. Do it live, feel the vibes. People, because why? Why is that so important? And you've experienced that by appearing on BobbyD Live, right? This is out of my comfort zone, by the way.
Sure.
I usually ask the questions, right? But it can happen rapidly. I mean, you showed up on BobbyD Live, hang on, June 3rd, June the 10th, right?
Yeah.
Have you had quality people reach out to you and talk in joint ventures? Have you met a couple of really interesting people already?
Yeah, most definitely. And this actually I find really interesting, right? And I'll just tell you this story. So my wife watches the video, right, afterwards. Mm-hmm. And my wife's a nurse. My wife is sort of clueless about what I do. So her comment is, oh, I kind of understand what my husband does now. And she puts that comment up on the internet, on Facebook, right? So my wife's, she has a relatively large network of people on the internet. And so she shares it, so all the people see it are people like her, right, who probably have no idea,
right,
like what I do. But since then, I've had all kinds of unbelievably different people come up to me and say, "Oh man, I listened to what you did. I listened to it twice. I don't really understand it still." I had a woman come up to me last weekend. I was outside. I was actually at an event at our church. A woman comes up to me and says, "Hey, I want you to meet my son. My son needs to talk to you because he's struggling with what to do with himself."
There you go.
She tells me his background, so it's like, oh, but he's like, boom, at this thing. It's like, perfect. Now, and there's more stories like that. And the point of that is that I would not have predicted that, first of all.
Right.
And what caused it was just being out there and being me.
Exactly.
I wasn't, on BobbyD Live, we weren't having a conversation about how to sell this or how do I promote my business and, this thing that I do to make money. Wasn't all about that. It was just about, what's behind it? Why are we doing that stuff?
Yeah.
And people say, oh, wow, I'm into that.
Non-threatening.
To me, one of the things, to me, if you step back in life, you just step back in history, and there were some people we all know, or we know who they were, right? In more recent history, I'm pretty confident everybody knows who Steve Jobs was.
Most people do.
And Steve Jobs created a movement, basically. Why did people didn't need an iPad, or they didn't need an iPod to keep their music on. They didn't even know that, right? But he actually spoke something else to people, and they were able to do it. And you go back to someone, doesn't really matter. This isn't a religious statement, but if you take someone like Christ, right? So this man who lived, somehow he put himself out there and attracted all these people to whatever his idea was. Right?
A little bit more than two
Huge.
handfuls of people.
Yeah, lots and lots of them. I guess so the point is, it's like getting yourself out there with your idea can happen. And it's the idea. Steve Jobs came out to the market with an idea. People bought into his idea.
Yeah.
They just paid for a product.
That's right.
Right? To support the idea so they could participate in it. But it was his idea that they really got into. I still remember the first thing about, he came up with a computer for the rest of us way back when the Macintosh was first introduced. And it's like, wow, what a great idea.
Right.
It's not really a computer.
No, it's people. And, I've got some great mentors. That's the blessings. And through the internet again. And in most cases, I never met him in real life other than a video conference call, and some brilliant distinctions about what causes things to happen. And I asked one of them, Mir, I said, what's the guy had earned his first 100 million by age 32 or 33. So God, obviously his take on money is different. I asked him, I said, what's your take on money? You know, the old adage is what? What's money? It's an exchange of services, right? Well, I knew that was not going to be his comeback answer. And he said money is an idea, what you're talking about, backed by confidence. Steve Jobs was confident about his idea, and in a world of uncertainty, those who project certainty have many followers. And the web, if you're bold enough to declare your idea, even when you're not ready, look, it's like, one example I can give you is that we were bold. You met Rodney Brace, CEO of iPhone Tech, right?
Yep.
You've had conversation with him.
Sure.
Right.
He's going to be coming up on an interview.
Perfect. Okay. So
on Harness the Web. Yeah.
I convinced him to be bold enough to show up on BobbyD Live to talk about his upcoming technology. Usually he doesn't like to talk about upcoming technology. He likes to talk about it when it's ready. But it's like chicken and egg. So I convinced him. So I said, just be you. Just speak your truth, man. Well, that was on the inaugural show, and Quickie Chat is his new technology, and he's the official sponsor now of BobbyD Live. But someone heard the conversation similar to this one, right? It was 36 hours. This was an interview on a Saturday Live. Within 36 hours, he gets a inbound inquiry from Europe, a company that takes company public. They get on a video conference call with him. They said, well, first of all, we love your technology. We're willing to put a 6-figure investment in marketing it. And here's the reason why. And if we can come to terms on what's in it for us and what's in it for you, well, and they didn't even see the live. They were viewing the video archive, but all that. It's speed, man. Harness the web. What does it mean for people if they're bold enough and confident in their dreams? They don't need to know the how-tos. It's speed to market, man, in real time. There's no more lag. You talked about it. It's like how rapidly things happen, and you can never expect where it's going to come from. So all these people are trained in marketing and business, and I don't criticize them, but the old adage is you better have a business plan. You better have a market. Hell no, not anymore. Because you don't know where it's going to come from. You could not have predicted it. And for me, it's like as long as you have a sense of direction of the value in what you're doing and why you're doing it, let the chips fall where they're going to fall. What's the cost involved? Harnessing the web
Next to nothing.
It's your internet connection. Make sure you pay your electrical because usually the modem is driven by electricity. Yeah. And other than that, man, it's powerful. A lot of fun. I love it.
Most definitely.
I love it.
That's cool. That's very cool. So I tell you what, we've been going for almost an hour.
Holy moly. See, I told you we couldn't say good morning in 30 minutes.
So just to wrap this up, maybe we should do this again some other time too.
Yeah, sure.
Like what would be so there's a lot of people out there who will listen to this who are kind of in the, hey, I wanted this internet thing I really want to tap into, but I'm not sure where to start. What would you tell them?
Well, the very first thing is identify what is it that you absolutely love. And just know that the minute you start articulating what you love, energy starts. You generate energy, and it's really marketing because it's inbound. Look at the inquiries you're getting, the inquiries I'm getting. We're not selling anymore. We don't have to have a marketing degree, but that helps. There's definitely your skill level in what you do is so valuable. I wish I had it. But for those who don't have it, if you identify what you love and you're bold enough to just start and find just one other person who's willing to support you or articulate it, the power of two is so magical. I can't tell you how many times just that extra person. Well, look at you and I. We're starting to do stuff together. The power of two, that third voice is being expressed, and it just generates more energy. So just identify what you love. Second thing is be you. Just be you. Don't try to you don't have to reinvent yourself, because then you're being a fake and people will feel the vibes. And dare to go live. Turn on your cam. Go on Facebook. Just go live or record a video, pop it on the internet, and focus on serving others. So that's how you start. It's simple. And people can do that today. Most people know what they love. They may say, well, I love chocolate, but I don't know how to make money. We didn't talk about the money, did we? We talked about having fun, be you, go live, and focus on serving others. And by sharing your passion, you're serving others. You know why? Because by doing that, you're inspiring other people to go for it too. It's developing, inspiring, and promoting human potential. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
The internet is not about selling. Yeah, billions and trillions of dollars being sold on the internet. But what's the primary reason for the internet? People research. They're looking for people. They're looking for stuff. Well, are they looking for you?
Looking for answers.
Yeah, are they looking for you? That's the question, right? And until you express what you love, Google will rank. When you do videos, you know, Steve, Google will just rank the video right up there very rapidly. What does that cost? Very little, right?
They're doing it for you for free.
It's a machine, man. Harness the web. What you're doing, .net, is a machine for people to expose their passion, the real you. And you're pulling it out of me today. I mean, look, I had no idea what we're going to talk about, but here we are an hour later. Got to go, right?
There was one thing you said in terms of your advice for people that I just want to reiterate. One of the things you said was to begin articulating what it is you have to say. You didn't say, "Oh, get it all articulated and then do it."
No,
it was just begin.
Speak your truth. Turn on the cam and say, I love doggy food. I'm passionate about organic doggy food. By default, you will attract other people who love organic doggy food.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Show them.
It's cool.
Show them. What was it that you said on June the 10th? Show them your... I'm blank.
I don't know. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, we'll have to. But anyways, just show them what you got. Just show them what you got.
Yeah.
And
just show them you.
That's it. And that's what you got. Exactly.
People will be attracted to you.
And even
whether you think they are or not, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
And it just goes back to you saying how many people are on the internet.
It's
the people like you will be attracted, or there's people, well, they don't even have to be like you. There are people who will be attracted to you and who you are.
Right. And you know what? Don't misunderstand what I said about the being, doing, and having. You could be, and I'm going to exaggerate here, but this is a truism too. You could be an absolute total jerk. And you express how much of a jerk you are, you will attract more jerks, and that will turn into an energy that can serve all the jerks. I'm being extremist, but I'll give you an example.
But it's true.
Have you heard of PewDiePie?
No, I have not.
Okay, I'm not saying he's a jerk or not. I don't know him. He's a gamer, but he curses every other word. He's out of Sweden. Google him. PewDiePie. In 2014, he made $7.4 million on the internet just gaming and cursing all day long. And he still does it. And apparently his earnings are up to $12 million a year now. Hello? It's wild, man. Harness the web. It can happen for you too. And you don't have to make that kind of silly money because you're silly, right? But hey, the average person can make $50,000, $100,000 a year. That's a no-brainer nowadays by being you.
Yeah. Bobby, thanks so much for being here today.
Hey, you're
I
welcome.
appreciate you sharing.
Thanks for having me, man.
Sharing your philosophies, really sharing insights, and giving people some really some easy steps that, it's sort of like when you're standing on the edge of the diving board, just jump in.
Go for it.
Just jump. Go for it.
You got it.
What do you have to lose? It's cool. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
And we'll have to do it again soon.
You got it. Thanks, Steve. Ciao for now.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye, everybody.
This concludes our interview, part 1 with Bobby D. You'll find Bobby D online at bobbydlive.com, where you'll find an archive of his shows. You'll also find him. You can email him at info@bobbydlive.com. And you can find him on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn with the handle Webcaster Bobby D. This is Steve Peck with Harness the Web, Until next time.
Thanks so much for listening to Harness the Web with your host, Steve Peck. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit harnesstheweb.net. We'll see you next time.